Hi, does this work? Cool, cool, cool. Maybe I'll mute myself for now. I'm gonna get some water. Oop, I don't know if I can mute myself. Hmm. Hmm.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the. I always have such a hard time. Oh, I'm putting my headphones in. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to make my screen bigger so you can see. No. Can everyone hear me? Okay, I just put my headphones in. I think you can hear me. Hello? Can everyone hear me? I'm getting the rainbow spinning thing. Wow. I feel like you never see that these days. How about now? Can you hear me? She's back. Can you hear my sound? Should I turn the air conditioner off? Is the air conditioner bothering you? I want to figure this out before I bring on my guest. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this. If the air conditioner is bothering you, let me know. Yes! Okay, I'm gonna just bring up my guest because I'm really excited that she's joining me. She is a hilarious comedian. Oh wait, where did it go? No, I'm gonna bring her up 1 second. Can you go look at your Instagram, please? Wait, for some reason, you have to rejoin the new link that I sent you. Unless, yeah. Oh, it's on. I sent it on Instagram. You see it? I guess. There she comes. Okay, I literally can never figure out how to get my food into the shot. Hi, Dylan.
Did it work? It worked.
Yes, there you are. Wait, I had this. I had a title card for you.
Oh, you do?
I don't see it now, so maybe I don't.
Oh, cool.
What do you want to be the CEO of? Dylan, CEO of what?
I guess languishing right now.
What?
Languishing.
Languishing.
Yeah.
Dylan. CEO of languishing. Where is it? There it is.
I'm not able to see my food, but
What are you eating?
I put this rice bowl together
Oh, wow.
really quickly.
Oh, wait, it's so pretty.
It's got shrimp and egg and rice and like lettuce and avocado and pickled red onion, which I just made yesterday.
You made pickled red onion?
Yeah. It's my favorite.
Wow. You're so Californian.
Yeah. I was describing this bowl to my friend, and they're like, "That sounds so California."
That is so California.
What are you eating?
So I got sushi, and I can never figure out how to. Do you watch mukbang?
What is it?
Mukbang is like this YouTube thing where people eat.
Oh, yeah. I know what they are. I haven't watched too many.
I can never figure out how to get my food in the same like I always like because like when you watch mukbang, the food's like this.
Right.
And I like literally spend hours trying to figure out how to do it, and like I can never get it.
I'm just gonna hold it for now.
So I got sushi, and there's my own hair in it, of course. This is what I got. I have so I've been obsessed with this crispy rice thing. Have you had that recently? So it's like I used to eat it a lot, but then I kept seeing it on TikTok, and now I'm like back being obsessed. It's like
Hell yeah.
so it's like rice. Like when you eat sushi, there's rice on the bottom, but they deep fry the rice. And then they put the sushi on top. It's really good.
Hell yeah.
This one has spicy tuna, and then I got one tuna and then one fish roe, tobiko. No, ikura, right? Tobiko is the tiny one.
Yeah.
Then I got this, which is natto. This is the second time I've eaten natto, and that's it.
It's a really good looking spread. If I not to be
Good looking spread. And then look. So I bought this on Amazon. It's like a funnel, but then I put the soy sauce in it.
Uh-oh, did I disappear? I'm back. I'm here.
You're back. So I bought this funnel on Amazon. But then I put soy sauce in it. Look, it's so cute. But
it's so cute.
How am I gonna dip the sushi in it?
It's got a little stem in the middle.
Yeah, well, it's a funnel. It's like a rubber funnel. Isn't it cute?
Oh, I gotcha.
Thank you, Jeff Bezos.
It's so cute.
My $8 contribution to him going to space. And I went to the wine store. I have a wine store on my block. It's so cute. And I asked the guy, I was like, well, I'm eating sushi. What wine should I get? And then he told me to get this. And I was like, is it because it has this Japanese ass art?
Hell yeah.
I was like,
yeah. That's why he recommended it.
wait, are you saying that? Right?
Mm-hmm. Racism.
Is it
Well,
racist?
you got a cool bottle of wine though. I don't know.
Yes, I'm excited to try it. Maybe it will. Wait, what's Osakana BK mixed natto? What is that? Osakana. Have you been there? Oh, well, Dylan lives in San Francisco, so she probably.
LA now. I just moved to LA.
Oh my god. Sorry, did you hear that?
Is it bubbling?
It like exploded, but it didn't spill. Oh my god, look at corn. Wait, Dylan, do you ever like come out to New York or no?
I think I'm gonna try to come there in October because I'm going to a wedding in North Carolina. And then I kind of want to go up the coast. If we're still allowed by then, I don't know. You know?
I thought
Who
you were
knows?
if we're still alive. And it's like, sis.
We're still alive. That's a plan that I think that'll be a lot of fun. I haven't been to New York in a long time, but I lived there like a decade ago. And it was really fun.
Oh, really? How long were you here?
Just a year. I couldn't really hack it. It was like at the height of the financial crisis. The first one.
Which one, Dylan? I'm going to turn off the air conditioner because I feel like it's a little loud.
The like 2008 financial crisis that started in 2008.
Oh my God, how depressing is it that we're like, which one?
I just like could not get work. I couldn't get hired at like, I remember applying to like busing jobs and like janitorial work. And they're like, you need more experience. And I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. The busing one, I was like, where would you start in the restaurant industry if not as a busser? Right?
You need more experience.
Yeah, to be a busser.
Well, now look at you. You are a well-known comedian based in California, so joke's on them.
Maybe. How you doing? How's your life?
Look at this. I'm doing this. I feel like that Japanese person's going to get mad at me for this.
Getting chopsticks?
No. Did you know that sushi is supposed to be eaten with your hands?
No way.
Yes.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I have Japanese relatives too,
Really?
but they're like, they're so Americanized. Oh,
Dude, let's ask the chat if they've heard that. Has anyone heard that in the chat?
yeah. Is that real? Use your hands.
Well, that's what they said when I went to Japan.
Then what are the chopsticks for?
Children. I don't know. I have no idea. But also I have to say, like, people were like, I think when I went to Japan, they were like, stop using your chopsticks. You have to use your hands. And I was like, okay.
Weird.
And then I was like, my hands smell fishy. So then I was like, well, somebody in the comments, the future is nowhere. Oh, sashimi you eat with your chopsticks, but sushi with your hands.
Okay. Okay.
I had a corn. Every time I do this, I forget that I have a dog, and she gets really upset that no one's giving her food.
What's the name? Corn?
Yeah.
Hi, Corn. Corn or corn?
Corn. C-O-R-N.
Okay, not like the fake, not like Q-U-O-R-N.
QAnon. Her name is QAnon.
I love that for that dog.
I love that for you, Corn.
Conspiracy dog.
Well, it's so nice. I miss you, even though we've only really talked one time.
Oh, yeah. I miss you, too. We only talked online. We're like internet buddies.
I know. I feel like I was in San Francisco recently and we didn't hang out.
I'm in LA. Maybe this is why, probably.
Oh, wait. Did you move to LA recently? Or
I just moved like a few months ago.
how's LA?
I don't like it very much.
Tell me how you really feel, Dylan.
So far, I'm like not that into it.
Wait, what's happening?
It feels like this whole city is just like built to like stop people from interacting. Just everything spread out, and like I don't know where the people are. It's weird that it's like one of the biggest cities in the world.
Yeah.
Definitely in the country, but I'm like, where is everyone?
Where is it?
Yeah, it's been wild that people ever compare LA to New York because they're like opposite. It feels like, you know.
Oh.
But like, I feel like New York, you're like, the struggle is like can I deal with this like density and like how intense it is? And not seeing much nature. And here it's like, where are the people? Like it's like having to find community, and like even like I don't even see strangers really. It's crazy. Cross society. That's right. Future is nowhere.
Rachel just said, no LA hate because Rachel lives there.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to give it a chance. I'm gonna like stay here for a year and then decide whether to move.
This is my experience with LA was when I visited when I was living in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. I was like, there's nobody here. Nothing is fun. And then I remember I went to like one cool party.
Uh-huh.
And then the people I met there invited me to like another person's cool party. And then I like had like 1 or 2 nights where I was just like went out and just did a bunch of fucking crazy drugs and like stuff in the like I don't even know, like somebody was driving us like into the desert and stuff like that. And then after that night I was like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Because it was like this one person led me into like this hive of other people who fun and cool. That's what look, Rachel is saying. Once you find the people, it's good. They are all like hiding somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. I'm willing to. I've been trying. I'm out there. I'm putting myself out there. It's just like so far away. Everything feels like.
Yeah.
I was also totally spoiled by living in San Francisco because I lived like in the heart of the city and could like walk to like 7 different neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's like when you live in a denser city, it's like easier because even if like you don't know anybody, like especially in New York, you just find something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I miss that. I mean, that's where probably I might move if this doesn't pan out.
So why did you move to LA?
I don't know. Comedy stuff.
Comedy stuff, right? That makes sense.
Felt like a good idea at the time.
Did you? Yeah. Do you have a lot of like comedy friends out there? Or?
I have some. I did like a few shows here, but then kind of stopped after I got freaked out when a bunch of friends got COVID.
Oh my God. The Delta variant?
Yeah. Like vaccinated friends.
Yeah. Here's the thing. What did I say? Comedy, though, the weird thing about comedy is I have a lot of comedy friends and it's like very isolating, even in New York. Like my comedy friends I don't know if this was your experience in San Francisco, but like even my comedy friends don't really hang out. They just are busy because it's like nightlife thing. So you're out doing stand-up during the night where other people would be having dinner or drinks with their friends, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so like the only time I would hang out with like comedians is like at a comedy party, and then there'd be like 300 of them, and then I'd be like, hey everyone.
300 of them.
I don't know. 3 million. 14 million comedians that live in New York City.
Yeah. I think it was sort of like that in San Francisco. Like the stakes feel pretty low in San Francisco, so it's like the community feels like stronger. There's a lot of like doing a show and then like hanging out with everyone after and getting like food.
Oh, okay.
Which I love that.
So that definitely happens here, but I feel like a lot of people just don't, and we understand. It's like if you do that, it could become every single night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Recently, whenever I've been doing shows after COVID, I like have been like, okay, I'll go out because I've like starved for hangouts, you know?
Yeah, same.
Somebody said, set face said, I don't know, LA always has given me like bad vibes.
Or at least I don't work for Vice or The Onion during the day or some shit. You don't know. Maybe I do. No, I don't.
Vibes are catastrophic.
Yeah. I think also the heat is like killing me. It's like brain don't function. I feel like dumb and tired all day.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I love the heat, but then I'm like, why can't I do anything? And I'm like, I get it. Wait, the future is nowhere said your apartment was so beautiful in San Francisco, which I agree. I remember your apartment from your videos.
It was a really nice apartment. I miss it.
Do you still have it, or?
What was that?
Huh?
What was the question? Sorry.
My question was, do you still have it and you sublet it, or you got rid of it?
No, it's gone.
No. Where was
it? It was in a Western Addition. like right above the end of the panhandle.
Man, damn.
And it was rent controlled, so I was there for 6 years.
Damn.
It was great. You could go to like Pack Heights or Japantown or Inner Richmond.
Yeah.
Then also like Inner Sunset or the Castro. That looks so good. Or like the Mission, wherever.
Mm-hmm.
A little shrimp. Yeah, it was great. But I don't know, San Francisco's also sort of sleepy and very expensive and very tech now, so.
My issue with it is very white and very like white.
On like weekends, I would go. My big thing was like taking walks, like during the pandemic and before, because it's like always walking weather, and I would usually walk like 4 or 5 miles every day. But on weekends, I would try to count like Asian women with white men couples.
Oh no.
And I would get to like 7 or 8 just within like 5 blocks of my house sometimes.
That's
which
a
is
there.
It is, and it's like it's pretty gross. I don't know.
Here are my big issues with San Francisco. There's like this. Okay, this is like a very. So I used to live in San Francisco for 7 years, so this might be like a too like. Deep,
oh wow! I didn't realize you lived here for so long, or in San Francisco.
I lived in San Francisco from when I was 20 to 27. Very like.
Wild time.
Yeah, well, I mean, very influential years in a person's life too. It shaped who I was.
I was around then too, because we're the same age. So
yeah, we're the same age.
Were you like getting drunk in the Mission all the time? Were you going to like Uptown?
Yes, but this is my deep cut, like my deep thoughts about San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
San Francisco, it's really cool to act like you don't care about being cool.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So nobody there will wear like super fashionable stuff because they think it's embarrassing.
Oh yeah, I miss that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, I'm gonna wear, but what happens is like they wear really expensive stuff that you can't tell is expensive. Like they'll wear like $800 leather clogs or something.
I have some.
That's like a San Francisco thing, right?
I actually worked for a clog company in San Francisco.
Are they $800?
Hmm? What?
Are they $800?
No, they were like 300, but I got them for free because they worked there. Because I worked there.
300 is a lot.
I would never. It took me a long time to decide on like the one free pair I got because I was like, I have to choose right because I'm not gonna buy these ever. So.
But I feel like everyone in San Francisco, like, they look down on people. If you wear, like, a shirt that says Balenciaga, they'll be like, what a loser. But then they'll, like, wear, like, $3,000 leather clogs, and then they're like, oh, doesn't anyone notice? Doesn't anyone notice? And it's like, grow up, bro. Grow up.
I mean, after I worked in tech for, like, 3 years while I was there, and, like, there's, like, nothing to be jealous about, I guess, of these people. They're all like terrible and like so boring. So
but their whole thing is like to be like very like muted, and then they feel like butthurt that you don't know that they're millionaires or something. And I'm like, you look like shit, bro.
Yeah. They're like a bunch of rich Puritans.
Rich Puritans, yes. They have that puritanical, weird, like Mormon-y, like outlook, like waste not, want not, like sort of like fascist outlook on life, and then they get really mad if you're like fun. Somebody just asked if they can see the clogs. Do you have the clogs? Can we see them?
Yeah, hold on. They're like they're really cute, but they're not like clogs. Hold on.
Rachel just said being into fashion isn't efficient. Yes, it's like this fascist, like, how dare you? Like that sort of attitude.
Okay, I'm back.
Someone's going to show us the clogs.
Oh my God, they're kind of dusty. Here we are.
$300. What? Wait,
This is like solid wood.
I don't want those.
Yeah, they're hard to walk in is the only thing. Because they're so hard. I mean, this is just like solid wood.
It's
But I love them. They're very like 90s.
they're so cute.
Yeah, it took me like, I don't know how many months to decide because they're like, hey, now that you work here, we'll give you a free pair. And I was like, oh God, which ones? Usually, I mean, their regular style is very like kind of what we were talking about. It's like really simple, like traditional Swedish style. I don't know what you'd call it. But then they have like a bunch of like cuter ones. I don't know. You like? What do you think?
I love them.
And kind of got like a BDSM thing maybe going on.
Can you say what brand it is or no?
Sure. It's called Briar.
Briar.
BRYR. I think it's briarstudio.com or.
You already guessed it.
Yeah, it was Briar. They were fun to work with. I just did basic, like, I had like the most menial job, like packing shoes into boxes.
I love that.
Yeah, I would do like hundreds of shoes into boxes just like by myself in a room, which I really like to do. I love like really menial, like repetitive tasks where I don't have to use my brain. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's weird. I've been getting a lot of creative work like in the last 6 months or so. And I'm always like, this is so fucking hard. Like thinking of things and executing, you know, and
I like doing repetitive, like, you know, I think a lot of people find it soothing and comfort. Like that's why people do like knitting as a hobby, you know? I would love that as a job. Wait, I just want to mention somebody said, I think this is like hitting a nerve with people. Somebody
oh
said,
shit, we got
the architecture school was like, you look really nice today. That means you didn't spend as much time on your work as you could have. I think there is this like really, like I keep saying fascist, like sort of fascist, like sort of sexist, like idea that if you care about things about your appearance or you spend money, it's like kind of frivolous and like beneath them. And I think tech is a big industry that like actually believes that. They're like, Steve Jobs wore one black t-shirt every day because he's important and he has better things to think about. But I think like self-expression and ego expression is natural. And I think it's when people like mute that down and tamper that down, it makes them kind of weird. Because like you have all these tech bros, they're all like millionaires over in San Francisco, and they're all like, we don't care about how we look, so we dress all the same. And if you dress flamboyantly, then you're embarrassing. But then like none of them get attention, so then they have like weird ego like struggles, and then they're like doing weird shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like buying like the weird Tesla and like driving it, and like, do you know? It's just like it's like this weird like tampering of their ego.
Yeah.
Do you agree with what I said or no?
Yeah. It's all over the place. I think I got so used to it that I stopped even seeing it. Like, because I'm like, whatever. Like, I have like no interest in like interacting with those kinds of people. But it's definitely part of the culture. There's so much Patagonia.
It's not all of San Francisco. It's that specific like tech crowd, you know? It's like, we're too smart to give a shit about fashion. Like that kind of crowd. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. It's nice to be in LA where there's a little bit more fashion stuff. Although it's so hot right now that it's hard to, there's like, what can you wear? Like
nipples out. Who gives a shit?
Nipples out is like the fashion right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I moved here and I had like, I don't know, like 16 different jackets. And I'm like, I don't need any of these, do I? But I love them so much, so I can't get rid of them.
But I feel like in LA, no matter what, at night it gets kind of cold.
Yeah, I've heard that. So far, no. The low is like
global warming.
The low is like 78 degrees or something.
Really?
It has been. I don't know. 75 maybe.
Wow.
That's so funny that you lived in San Francisco at the same time.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I was probably. I wonder if we ever like were in the same place.
I'm sure we were.
Like, I guess like I mean, I was really depressed during that time and like pre-transition. So a lot that was I think I drank the most during that like 20 to 27.
Honestly, when I was in San Francisco, I drank so much too. Like I don't remember anything because I was like blacked out the whole time.
Yeah, I was
miserable.
I was going hard all the time. Like at the Uptown or like Mission Bar.
Yes, all the time.
Where else? I don't know. It was dark days. I'm glad they're over.
Dark times.
For you too?
Aughts. Yeah, in San Francisco, yeah. And also like everybody that lived in San Francisco in the aughts, I had a raging cocaine problem.
Yeah, that's true.
That was everybody.
Yeah.
So you know where I used to live? I used to live in Soma for years because I had a rent-controlled apartment, and I lived across from the Eagle. Do you remember the Eagle?
Yeah, is that that gay bar?
Oh wait, not the Eagle, the Stud. Sorry.
Oh yeah, the Stud.
There's an Eagle, and then the Stud was like a block and a half down. I lived in.
Yeah, I love the Stud. Yeah, I'm sad that it closed. It closed during the pandemic. You lived in kind of a depressing neighborhood then, huh?
Super depressing.
It's like it's so like industrial.
Somebody just said Edinburgh Castle, and I got transported back.
Yeah, they do stand up there. They have like open mics at Edinburgh Castle. I went once, and I went once for an open mic, but they only gave you 3 minutes, which is not very much. I don't know.
That's not a lot. How many people would be there?
There were a ton of people, and the guy was like really strict about it. He like had a timer that he would like point at you.
Oh my god!
And like as soon as it like hit 0 minutes, he'd be like, "All right, that's it." Like you wouldn't get to finish your joke, basically.
Like how many do you mean by a ton?
Probably like I don't know, 30-ish, 30 to 40 comics.
There's this place. Well, there's a bunch in New York that there's like 3-minute open mics.
I've heard that. I've heard that's like more normal in New York.
Yeah, but it's like a fucking hot mess. There's so many people that the whole open mic takes 3 hours.
Jeez.
I mean, I don't know if they're doing this anymore. This is like before the pandemic, but they had one at the Pine Box that was really popular.
Uh-huh.
And the weird thing with the Pine Box is that actual comedians would drop in at the beginning, and like the host would like put them up, and I was like,
and you get bumped, and yeah, that sucks.
I'm getting bumped for this 3-minute open mic in the middle of Bushwick, really?
3 minutes is like so. It's like you basically introduce yourself. I feel like in those 3 minutes, and then
yes,
I don't know.
Bushwick. And then there was a big one at the Creek in the Cave. Have you ever been there? Satan's Asshole.
Mm-mm.
Oh God. Good for you, Dylan.
I haven't been doing comedy for very long, so I'm also like I didn't do it back in that 20 to 27 range.
I actually started doing comedy only like maybe 4 years ago. How about you?
I'm about to hit 2 years next month.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. What got you into comedy, Dylan? I don't know. Why did I do this? I was actually trying to ask my friends, like, why did I remember the first open mic I did, and I was like, why did I do that? I just generally like to be funny and.
Wait, where was your first open mic? Edinburgh Castle?
No, it was at a place in Oakland called Crush Comedy.
Oh my God.
Which they did like one open mic and then disappeared. But it was like a queer open mic, which is I like to start there way more because I was like kind of scared of like getting up in front of a bunch of dudes, you know?
Yeah. No, I feel like I only do shows where it's like queer shows or Asian shows.
Yeah, that's the way.
Yeah. Wait, I want to read this message because it's funny.
Go for it.
A New York City 3-minute open mic isn't necessarily comedy. I saw someone get hung from the skin on their back with hooks, and a naked guy with huge balls recite a well over 3-minute poem about his balls. I was expecting acoustic singing, songwriters, and a comedian. Bushwick.
That sounds like fun. That sounds more like a variety show.
Wait, can I guess where it was? There was this was it that place in the Lower East Side right by the Williamsburg Bridge? I feel like that's the open mic that I went to. That was another like 3-minute open mic, but it was like half musicians. But I never saw anything that freaky deaky there.
Oh wait, I know who Susano is. We met on a dating app recently.
Oh, that's your friend? Hi, Susano.
Yeah, we like talked online for a second.
Oh my god, what apps do you use, Dylan?
That one was on Bumble, I think.
Yes. Oh, Bumble?
Yeah.
That was a Delancey. But
it's at a place called Bazaar.
Bazaar. I've never been to Bazaar.
Susano's Yo, Bumble.
Does Susano live in New York?
No, in Seattle. Sorry to shout out where you live.
Tell us their last name and their mother's maiden name, social security number.
Dating app friends are underrated. Yeah. They're a fellow like Hapa.
Ooh.
Japanese and German, if I remember right.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find them all, you know?
You hang out with a lot of biracial people?
I try to, yeah. I like it.
I like biracial people too. You know what I was thinking today? I feel like, this is literally like a shower thought. Speaking of dating apps, a shower thought I had today was, you know, like biracial people, even though there's so many of us, when you're a kid, it feels like you're the only person in the world because no one groups you together by raciality. You know what I mean? Like if you're like Korean and you live in, I don't know, Idaho, you're gonna meet the other 19 Koreans in Idaho. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you're like, even if you are like a race that there's like not that many of you in a place, you're all gonna sort of like congregate together because of whatever, church or school or your community. But like when you're biracial, it's like, yeah, like I met up with like all the Korean people in my community, but I was like, I stood out, you know what I mean? And so it felt really lonely. And I always kind of felt like, oh, I'm the only one. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever felt like that?
Yeah, definitely.
Because like there's no way that we'll like, because like to be honest, like you, me, Susano, like we should have like kind of been grouped together, right? But
yeah, except we're all in different parts of the country, probably.
Yeah, but like there's no way that like a half Japanese person's parents would be like, you should hang out with these other half people. So it's like in your community, you feel really alone.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
I always felt weird that I feel like people didn't know that I was Mexican because where I grew up was super like, there's a lot of like Latino people.
That's how they like read you.
No, I usually wasn't recognized as being that I'm like Latinx in that category. That I'm Mexican. So that was always kind of weird. Although my dad was like a person, like a figure in the community, and people knew that he was Mexican. So
right.
I had that sort of, you know. But yeah, also outside of it, it's sort of just what we're talking about, where I'm like sort of in it, but sort of not. And then there were like, I don't know if there were any other Chinese people in where I grew up, I grew up in like a farm town.
Wait, where did you grow up again?
Gilroy, like below San Jose.
The garlic place.
You got it. Do you want to hear a joke about Gilroy?
Yes.
Why do vampires hate Gilroy?
The garlic?
Because it's a shithole. Classic. I've been telling that joke for like 20 years or something.
I love it.
It's not even my joke. It's just a general Gilroy joke for everyone to use.
It's amazing.
I want to hear more about the people that are in this chat that are viewing.
I want to hear more about your biracial collection.
Oh yeah. One of my first girlfriends was Japanese and white, and she was like one of the only other Asian people in Gilroy.
Interesting.
It was like, yeah, I don't know. Although I had my extended family's up in the Bay Area, and it's like there's like a big I have a big Chinese family with tons of aunts and uncles and cousins. So I had like that, like I have this connection here. And a lot of my cousins are also mixed, so I wasn't totally alone.
Rachel says that she grew up with a lot of half Asian people in Southern California.
Yeah. I gotta find them. I don't know.
I'm jealous.
I feel like I've ended up dating a lot of like other half Asian people.
Okay, so this is the thing. I find obviously half Asian people attractive, or like mixed people in general attractive. But I've never dated anyone that was like mixed, and I kind of like am sad because I want to.
It's not too late.
It's not too late.
I've done it like a bunch. And I don't know, it's like, I like it because it's like we can like commiserate and like have like similar stories to talk about, like growing up mixed. And I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I have slept with a few, and I was always like, yeah, this is great. But I've never dated anyone. Yeah.
It could happen. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty in New York, right?
And I am attracted to them.
Yeah, I mean, I am too.
No, but like, no, because I don't know, do people ask you this, Dylan? But people always ask me, not always, but people have asked me, like, oh, are you more attracted to Asian people or white people? And I'm like, I don't really have a racial preference. Like, my dating history has, like, been basically everyone.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, if I see, like, a half Asian, half white person, I am, like, attracted to them. I'm like, and there's that added layer of, like, oh, you're going to understand if I say this or that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels special to me, like, especially growing up and like being one of the only ones.
Yeah.
So when I see them out in the wild, I'm like, oh, what's going on? I want to hear your story,
You know what's the most bummeriest bummer? I don't know if anyone here is like biracial, like in the comments, but like the most bummer is like, I'm sure you've met people like this, but like if you meet a biracial person and they are like, even though they don't look white passing, they're super like whitewashed and they like think that they're white. And I'm like,
yeah,
cool.
Happens. Some of my cousins are Chinese and white, but they're like totally white passing.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I don't know how that happens. It's like interesting.
It is interesting. My sister is very white passing.
Weird, right? I don't know.
And I'm like, I feel like I look very Asian. Like, I think I look mixed, but I look, like if people aren't used to what mixed people look like, they think I'm just Asian.
Uh-huh.
My sister literally has like freckles and like a button nose and like
blonde hair.
Well, she has like light brown hair, but you would like, unless she told you, you would not know she was half Asian.
Wild. Yeah. Same with some of my cousins. Yeah, and it's like, it's so wild that they get like it's a different experience in the world,
Yeah. But I
damn.
feel like I'm more hot, so I feel like our privileges like balance each other out.
Oh, cool.
I mean, she has
Equal.
We're equal. Don't tell her I said that. Delete this.
Delete this video. Rachel, delete it.
I grew up with hella half Asian kids. You guys should have gotten your parents to move you to SoCal. The most Japanese place I've been in the USA was Torrance. Or was I ever jealous of my cousins? No.
Wait, there's a long message here. I taught at a Japanese language school, and one time I got in trouble because this parent, Japanese mom, was like, why don't my children try to learn Japanese? And I said, well, stop speaking in Japanese only when you yell at them or if when they're in trouble. The school was mad.
That's fun.
These like tied
That's pretty funny.
Japanese to being in trouble.
I have freckles and I'm 100% Japanese. That's cool. My sister is 100% Chinese and she has freckles. So
my Korean classmate had freckles when I was growing up. So it's not only a white thing, but no, my sister looks exactly like Sissy Spacek.
cool.
Which is nuts. Like people think I'm joking, and then I'm like, here's my sister, and like I made like a composite once, and they're like, this is fucking bonkers. It's like she has like white people freckles, where it's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, we'll look out for sun damage kind of situation.
Yeah.
How is your sushi?
It's really good, but I got like, to be honest, I ate Greek food right before this too. So now I'm like
doubling up.
It's okay. This crispy tuna thing I really like a lot. Wait, let's talk about TikTok. So you're on TikTok. Do you not use it a lot though?
Not really. I want to try to post more. I'm getting inspired by it because I feel like people just sort of like record and post whatever, and it's more like free. But I'm so like constipated and like perfectionist that it just takes me a long time to make anything. But I'm trying to get more into that spirit because I really like the idea of just making things and not like obsessing over it, you know? But
what's your TikTok handle?
Oh, it's D-Makes, D-E-E. Here, I can put it in the chat.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I put it in.
Cool. I think for TikTok, it's that.
Okay, so I am halfway between you and those other people.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to make this I was gonna also say with this like streaming thing, like I started doing this like I think a little over a month ago now. And it's like I've never done this before. And they were like, just like come on, you can like eat dinner or whatever you want. And I'm like, it's hard for me to leave the headspace of being like a performer and being like, well, now the show begins. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's showtime, baby. And then it's like, I feel like the internet is like a different world where you're just supposed to just like raw dog it and just be like, here I am.
Yeah. For streaming, you said? Like more streaming is raw dog time. I liked it. It feels like a podcast though, kind of with even less structure.
Even less structure.
Yeah.
Oh
I love going on podcasts. It's so like, I love not preparing anything.
That's how I roll too.
Like for stand-up, I get so meticulous, and for video stuff, but then I'm like, podcast and streaming, so nice.
What were you about to do? Are you gonna put on your glasses?
Yeah.
Let's see them. Wait, you're gonna clean them first?
Yeah, maybe. I'm supposed to go drink beers on my friend's porch in like 12 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks like you found your LA friends.
I have friends here, and I'm meeting a lot of people. It's just like I don't feel like the depth of community that I had in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know?
How long were you in San Francisco?
6 years, but then in the Bay, like generally even longer. Since like 2008, then I had 1 year in New York.
Right. I see.
Yeah.
Wait, we're getting such nice messages about your videos. Somebody said, Janie just said, Dylan, I just have to say that I still watch your coping mechanisms video time to time. I also watch Dylan's videos like all the time. I like go back to your page.
Oh, so nice.
And then they said, and it never fails to make me feel better. Your coping mechanism video has become a coping mechanism of mine.
Aw, so sweet. Thank
Dylan,
you.
I love your videos and your Taurus vibes. Love hearts. Are you a Taurus?
Yeah. You're Sag, right? I remember. Whatever.
I'm wrong with Tauruses because I know we're not supposed to, but I do.
Yeah, we're like the opposite. Well, you like eating, so there you go.
I like eating and staying home, which is a thing.
It's what?
A Sag thing is like, it's like when we go out, we're like party time, but like when we're home, we're like, we love being home. Tauruses. Okay, this is the thing. Tauruses and Virgos I'm really good friends with. Some of my closest friends are Tauruses and Virgos. Dating nightmare.
Oh, like if you try to date one of those earth signs, doesn't work out?
Like if we dated.
Yeah. You probably butt heads a lot.
Actually, my ex-husband was a Taurus and we were married for 10 years. And to be honest, we still get along.
Maybe it's better apart, right?
Wait, were you surprised that I said I was married for 10 years?
Me? No. I know. I know some parts of your backstory.
Come here.
I know he was a Taurus, though. Yeah, I mean, that combo usually doesn't work.
No, but for friends, I feel like it works really well.
Yeah. I'm down. I feel like always like inspired by Sag energy because I have such like low energy. And I'm like, whoa, you just like get out there and do stuff.
But maybe that's why it's such a good combo because I feel like, I like force you to do cocaine on a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
You like force me to like get my work done for the next day deadline.
Yeah, I like that.
Libra.
Aw.
She has big time Libra vibes.
Yeah, is she always like deliberating?
She's like, wee, I'm fun.
And she's beautiful, like a Libra. So
like she's long. I feel like Libras are very long looking.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Wait, so you're gonna go to your friend's house and drink beers?
Yeah, I was feeling like depressed being here, and I was like a week ago. I was like, I need to make a conscious effort to like socialize every day.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Every day.
Yeah, I mean that's usually what I like to do, is socialize a lot. But it's like I need to like make plans every day. So a friend was like, "Let's just have drinks on Wednesday." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's great. I started doing that too because if I don't, then what for me, because I am like a social person, what ends up happening is that it will be like I will do all my work. It'll be like 6 p.m. And I'm like, all right, now I'm done with work. Now what do I do? And then I'm like, nothing. And then I get really depressed. And then I just try to text 9 people and they're like, we're busy.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
My like plan hangs.
Right. That's what I'm about to go to, a planned hang. But I feel that too. I would do my work and then it would be like 6 or 7 and I'd be like, who wants to hang out? And everyone's like, we already made plans with other people. And I'd be like,
in LA, because I feel like you just plan stuff, right?
Yeah.
And reservations and things like that.
Right. I'm not as into it because it feels like there's no room for like spontaneity or like serendipity here.
Yeah.
You don't just like run into someone or like
on the street.
Yeah, or just like go on a walk and see someone like, damn, I like that. Or even just like walking around, like in New York, you can like just walk and you can see tons of people.
Yeah.
And I miss that. Even just seeing people, even if I'm not interacting with them, but it's like that isn't available to me here.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, before you leave, so during this live stream, I usually ask one person in the chat to join us.
Yeah, let's do it.
So why don't we, but we usually ask questions and then we pick the person that has the best answer. And they are like, usually what I do is like, I ask a question about like, what would you do in this scenario if we were dating? Because it's supposed to be a virtual date with me, threateningly. So like, for example, I don't know, like some examples from last week, the other weeks were like, what would you do if I forgot it was your birthday and then you saw on my Instagram stories that I was getting drunk with my ex-boyfriend or something? So questions like that.
Unacceptable.
But that's like that's some Sagittarius ADHD shit. Yeah. If you're gonna date me, you're gonna have to put up with that. I don't remember anything, and I'm inconsiderate.
Yeah.
But so like those are like examples of questions. Like, do you have any questions for the people? Just think of like a question. What would they do? Doesn't have to be that mean. Like one of my favorite ones was like, what would you do if I showed up to your door crying, holding a box of kittens?
I feel like all mine are going to be like the opposite. Like, what would you do if we had like a big night planned out and I wanted to stay in and eat chicken wings?
That's a good question.
Like in bed.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
That's a great question. A Taurus, dating someone that's a Taurus energy. What would you do? So this is the question, everybody in the chat. What would you do if we had a big night planned out and I wanted to spend all night in bed eating chicken? What would you do? What would you do?
Dylan asks Q. What would you do?
They're thinking.
If all I want is chicken in bed? I'm thinking I really want to make buffalo chicken wings.
Also, if you're going to answer, make sure that you want to be on this day. So if you're going to have a good answer, I'm going to make you come up here. Chicken wings are the shit. Set days. Yeah, you can always have a big night. Honestly, I don't know if this is a Sagittarius thing, but I'm always like, I could be dressed up. I could have like snorted the 2 lines of ketamine and I would at any point be like, I'm okay with saying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could have put on the lipstick and I would still at the very last stage be like, let's just stay home.
It's funny because I feel like that almost makes more sense for your sign, which is like fluidity.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
And it makes less sense for me to like, I rarely ever cancel plans. Because I'm like, if I make a decision, I'm sticking with it.
Right.
I'm also a cat moon. Crumbs in bed is fine, but sauce is too risky.
Wow.
Yeah, sauce is definitely risky. I agree.
What's risky?
Getting sauce in the bed. I am a clean freak, so I totally agree.
Just a Taurus. So this question was deceivingly a Sag question.
It kind of was, because I wouldn't.
You were like saying, "Ooh, I'm a Taurus. This is what I would do," and then I was like, "Fuck yeah, fuck yeah."
Yeah. It's like what I want, but yeah. I mean, I do want to eat chicken wings in bed, but
What is Corn doing?
I feel like it's rare to cancel plans for me.
We just saw you doing that, Corn.
Oh, Corn.
Okay, let's read the answer. Let's choose one that's the best. And we don't really have that much time, so we're gonna have to, whichever one we choose, this person's gonna come on. Oh my God, Corn! Look, I'm putting the. Don't you have any shame, Corn? Don't you have any shame?
He loves it.
Okay, so the best answer is gonna win because we don't have time. Okay, so the answers are: Set Phase said you would always have another big night, which is. That's how I feel. Wings are the shit. Also how I feel. The Future is Nowhere said, it's okay, but something with sauce, it needs to be moved from bed to dining table. I don't like that as a Sag. I will eat the sauciest saucy stuff in the bed, and then I will just throw the mattress away. Sleep on the floor for months until I can afford a new mattress, which I have done.
You get them from all the podcasts, right?
From the
you get like a new mattress each month.
No, I throw things away like very like without thinking, and then for months I'm like, I should not have thrown my bed away. What was I doing? Okay, legit. I would always choose the wings. Crumbs in bed is fine, but the sauce is too risky for me. Sorry, Corn. Low key would be relieved. Oh wait. This is a good answer. Low key would be relieved that Big Night was canceled for a night in bed with wings, but we're also watching the Great British Bake Off. Also, I don't know if anyone agrees with me. Jeannie's answer so far is my favorite. I don't know if anyone agrees with me, but like, if you're dating someone and you like having sex with them, there is no night out that's more fun than just staying at home and having sex with them. Right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, and eating chicken wings after.
Like, what am I going to do out? Dance? Like, I could just have hot sex with this person that I like having sex with, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Janie, I like your answer the best right now. Next is Grace. Order family meal, Pelicana, half and half. Get beer delivered and invite people to eat if they're down.
What's Pelicana?
Pelicana is this Korean fried chicken chain. I actually like that answer.
Cool.
You know why I like Grace's answer? Because it's like, okay, we're staying in, we're doing the chicken, but we're also inviting our close friends over. So it's like,
Yeah, I like that too. People can come to us.
okay, Grace, that's the best answer so far.
Mm-hmm. I like that too.
Corn with a K, I don't know.
I like that. You can always wash your sheets.
Okay, I like Grace. I think Grace's answer is the best.
I like Grace's answer too, but I also like the future is nowhere's answer about moving it
Where,
from the bed to the dining table. Because I agree. I don't like to get too messy.
I don't like that.
You know, you're down to get down for mess.
I also,
down that clown.
I feel like because I'm like a Sagittarius, I hate it when my partner is cleaner than I am because that always happens. It's like when I dated a Virgo and he was always like judging me and criticizing my cleanliness.
Yeah, that's me. I'm that Virgo.
I don't care about it, but if I'm dating you, I'm like, shut up. Okay.
I feel like most Asians that I've dated have also been like equally clean. So it's like not been a problem, you know?
All right. I'm gonna I guess Dylan, do you have to go?
I want to stick around to see to say hi to the person.
I'm gonna add Grace. Grace, can you join our date? Grace. Let's see if they can join. I'm gonna send them a link. Grace, if you can join, can you send me your email or just somewhere I can send you the link? Oh, there's Grace.
She's a Sag. She's messy. Let's be real.
Grace, can you send me your email? Yes. And then I'll send you the link. Ugh. God, I'm sweating now that I turned off the air conditioner. Oh my God. Grace. I'm sweating.
She sent an email in the.
Ooh, okay, 1 second. For some reason, it's taking forever to load.
Bow.
Okay. Why is it taking so long to load? It's still loading. My computer is slow. Here's the link. And then Grace's email is okay, Grace, I'm emailing you right now. Okay, I just emailed you, Grace. Here, let me minimize our screen so we can make room for Grace. At the square format, usually we do circle. Okay.
Oh, is it working?
Yeah, I sent her the link, so whenever she gets on here, we will see her.
Cool. Yeah, I'll stick around for a little bit longer.
Yeah, Dylan.
Maybe I'll get dressed. It's like weirdly cold for LA today.
What is it? What's the temperature?
Right now it is 73.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Grace. You made it.
Grace? I don't see Grace yet.
Oh, I see her.
Hi.
I don't see her.
Can you at least hear me?
Hi, Grace.
Hi.
Wait, why don't I see her?
I don't know. It's working for me.
Hi, Grace.
Hi.
Dylan, I listened to your episode on feeling Asian, and it was amazing. Youngmi, I went to your show. I was sitting on the side by the stage. You wouldn't have been able to see me because you're front facing, but it was a blast. It was the first comedy show I went pandemic. Yeah, and it was.
Wow.
So I'm both huge fans of y'all, and
How
I'm
great.
fangirling so hard right now.
I'm so glad you're here.
Are you also in New York?
Yes, I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, awesome. Where do you live in Brooklyn?
I live in Fort Greene, and I think, I also came by when you did that outdoor Williamsburg show, South Williamsburg show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
I don't remember.
yeah, like it was cold. It was really cold, and there was some asshole that like you had to deal with on your way to that show, that rooftop show.
I remember.
Yeah. So I remember I seen you there. You're such a trooper for making that show. Yeah, my friends and I'm gonna take a picture of this because my friends and I are huge fans of Feeling Asian, and thank you.
Wait, should we have Dylan on our next show? Dylan, when are you gonna be here for that wedding?
The wedding's like October 10th, and then I would make my way up the coast. So it'd be like late October.
Well, if you want to be in the October show, October
Let's do
28th.
it. Oh yeah. I think that would be good.
Yeah.
I think.
The next one, September 16th, but it sounds like you won't be here for that. If you want to do the October 28th show.
Oh yeah. I have to plan out the rest of that trip, but hopefully I can try to be in New York on October 28th.
Grace, did you come to that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes. See?
Cool.
We got
Are you single, Grace? What's the deal?
No, I'm married.
You got a boo-boo? Cool.
I got a boo-boo. Yeah.
Congrats.
I
How'd you meet?
So I met him in college, and I was a nerdy international student, and he was this underground hipster, ran a vegan zine cafe.
Oh no!
In our college, and so our worlds did not mix together. But then we met at an alumni event, and he completely kind of rebranded himself. Like he went to business school, and he got a job that was not, waitressing around, and he just kind of really became super ambitious, and
Nice.
Fascinating.
And also was single for 5 years. I lived a very chaotic dating life.
Chaotic Street legend. Great.
This is Gordo.
Aw.
Your
Yeah.
cat?
Yes.
Yeah. Gordo.
Yeah, I had a very chaotic dating life. Before I met, I reconnected with my now husband, and it was just, I was really tired of the New York dating scene. When I was describing dating in New York to my father, he said, "It's like you're in a flood with no water to drink."
Yes. Oh my God.
So true. Oh my God.
Yeah, so I got really tired of that, and when he was smart, he was ambitious, he got his life together, he was all about commitment, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. And so we went for it. We went really fast paced. We moved in 4 months.
Whoa.
We started living together 4 months, got married.
Damn.
Wait, so am I getting this right? So you knew him in school and you saw him later and he was like a totally different person.
Yeah. I knew him in college as this underground hipster kid, and I was like, I'll have nothing in common with this person.
Is he still vegan?
No, he's pescatarian now. And I'm slowly starting to kind of try to get him to start eating chicken.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I don't think he's gonna fall for it. But yeah, and but it's okay. If we have kids, we're gonna raise our children.
What about you?
Whatever.
Do you eat everything?
I eat everything. And
Me too.
my mom basically raised me on gochujang and meat. I was born in Korea, but I wasn't raised in India for most of my life.
Oh, awesome.
Whoa.
So when
Yeah.
y'all were talking about, not being able to kind of fit in or get along with a certain pod, that's how I felt.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very third culture kid energy.
Nobody talks enough about third culture kids,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm sorry.
So it's kind of the sense of like not the lack of belonging anywhere. And that's what I think I really love New York, that you can be whoever the fuck you want to be.
Yeah.
You know? And people don't have kind of preconceived notions about who you should be. And you can just be whatever. And that's what I love here.
That's so cool. Wait, so when was that, like, when was the reconnection with your now husband? Like, how long ago was that?
So yeah, we've been married 5 years. So
Ooh,
reconnection
Congrats.
happened.
5 years, baby.
Yeah, so we married after about 6 months.
Wow, that's amazing. But it's like you also like knew him
yeah.
Yeah.
before, so it's not like that wild, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I want that to happen to me. I'm ready. I'm ready to get married in 6 months. 6 months from now, I'm going to be married.
I am the opposite. I was married for too long now. I'm like, never again. But kind of maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
But
Yeah.
Youngmi, I think you mentioned in one of your episodes that you used to be a serial monogamist, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you have to get it out of your system. You have to, if you want, you might never want to just settle down because you just enjoy that. There's a certain
Sagittarius life, you can say it.
energy that comes.
I think there's like something like, I think a lot of people are serial monogamous, and I think that there's like something, I think that was like a trauma response for me. Like I was too scared to just like go out and be by myself.
Mhm.
So I had to like force myself to do that as an adult, like in my mid-30s.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it's like, I don't like judge anyone that says I want to get married or whatever, because I'm like, oh well, I've had like this life of being single and like learning who you are, which I haven't had,
Yeah.
So if I hear people like Dylan who are like, oh, I want to get married right away, I'm like, that makes sense, because like you probably were just like a regular adult. And
Oh, yeah. My dating history feels very wild and not. Although I think that's like my natural thing is to like settle down because I'm double Earth. But
Earth signs.
yeah, for some reason I'm like, damn, I'm still fucking around. Whatever. I don't know.
What's your sign, Grace?
Huh?
What's your sign? Do you care about astrology?
I'm a Capricorn.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's why you're ready to settle down. You're just like, I know what I want. I'm gonna get it.
But
Boom,
it
boom,
took
boom.
a lot of frogs
Yeah.
there.
A lot of
Like,
frogs.
because I feel like my early 20s was like, I just wanted to, I had relatively low self-esteem, and I was just like, oh my God, this guy finds me attractive?
That was my thing.
Get out,
My thing, like whoever it was, I was like, well, he likes me, and I was like, that was red flags mountain.
Yeah.
Red flag adventure.
Yeah, and like I had some like really weird dudes, like they would send really dirty texts at 2 p.m. in the middle of the workday. I'm like, this feels kind of violating. why am I doing this to myself? And it's like, it's kind of different when you do it with a person you like, but when it's just met like first time and you hooked up a few times and this guy is like all up in your business, like at 2 p.m. on a work day, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's totally different if you're like into somebody and you're just like, yeah, I like suck on your dick or something, you know, like
Yeah.
very, when you're just like so about someone and they're like sending you weird, you're just like, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, totally.
Block. No, thank you.
I should probably run out of here. It's 7:15. I gotta go see this friend, but it's fun meeting you, Grace. And
Good meeting you, Dylan.
this was so fun, Youngmi. I'm down to do this anytime that you want to.
Okay. Thank you, Dylan. Bye. I'm going to say goodbye to Grace and everything, but bye, Dylan.
Okay, bye.
Later. Okay. I am so new to this format, so give me 1 second. I'm going to try to get rid of Dylan's placeholder. Grace, I'm so glad I feel like you've been here before, right?
Yes, I've been here before. I was like always kind of watching and not participating as much, but yeah, I really just enjoying hearing you and Brian on Feeling Asian. This is a really different format, I think, and
I know
it's kind of freeing a little bit, you know. You could just shoot the shit, whatever, talk about whatever. And
well, honestly, my favorite part is when people join me because I just feel like I'm so interested by everyone's like stories and stuff like that.
you don't get creeped out when people like approach you and say, "Hey, I'm your biggest fan." Yada, yada, yada.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is weird, but like, I feel like, you know, like I'm like, I do a podcast, so like, it's like me talking about stuff. So I feel like if you like what I'm talking about, it's like, we're probably like very same-minded.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like rando, like if I was like, you know, like I feel like I know a lot of people that do like OnlyFans or like porn or something, and their like, not that their fans are bad, but they are seeing this version of them that's not like a friend version, you know what I mean? Like, that would be very different. But even if I was like a musician or something, it's like, oh, you have this idea of who I am, but like with podcasts, I'm just like talking, and you know, if you like, that's like probably most likely we will be friends. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's like you're essentially having a therapy session in public. Yeah.
No one should listen to my advice. I always feel bad.
No, but sometimes when you encourage Brian to do things or like call him out, like I feel like that's all like what good friends do, and it's just I bet so there's some listeners out there that need to hear that too. So I appreciate your advice.
Thank you. Thanks. Like, well, I feel like me and Brian have like a really good like friend relation. Like we fight, not a lot, but we do fight, and we're really honest with each other. And it's like you know, it's like nice to know that we know it's not anything dire, even if the fights get very bad. So, yeah. What did you think about the show? Did you have fun? Sorry if this is like annoying, but it's like I haven't talked to you.
No. It was a lot of fun. I brought a friend with me who hasn't listened to the pod at all. So it was kind of an interesting experience for him. But he had fun too, and he laughed a lot. I thought it was a really cool venue. I felt safe because I knew that everyone was getting everyone had to be vaxxed to be there. So like coming out of, we're still in the pandemic, but like coming like you've been around when the pandemic happened in New York, right? So you know how scary that was, and just kind of, it was my little kind of stepping my toe into the pool, into the real world. And I'm glad that was the place I kind of chose to do that and make laugh and have that space to laugh. I thought the women who came out to dance for those TikTok videos, I thought they were so brave. Like people who like raised their hand, and you could see it was like a predominantly Asian audience by just the fact that people, I know it's like a kind of a stereotype, but people tend to be more shy and guarded before they put their talents out there, but the fact that you had volunteers, I think after the dance activity, I think people gain more confidence. Like, if that cool girl with bangs can do it, who seems like relatively shy and she could really bust a move, then I can go out and act. And like, you could kind of feel that energy kind of moving, carrying forward. And I thought the guests were also so much fun. And they had a great energy about them. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking after the show, I was like, maybe we shouldn't have started with the dance one. That's like so intense.
Yeah, but I think it was a kind of start with a bang and see how it goes. I wish I could have like said hello after, but I got shy.
We love it. Yeah. We like went to a bar after, and I was like, oh, we should have told everybody.
Like after party.
Yeah, right? So maybe next time we'll do that.
Yeah. I think it would be also great to have like a feeling Asian, like Korean barbecue when things are much.
Right?
Yeah. Just like, have a lot of pork belly and kalbi and like somek. It's that sounds like really fun to me.
And a karaoke night after too.
Yeah.
We should do that. That'd be so fun. That should be the after party.
Yeah.
You know what I was gonna say when you were saying that? I don't know if a lot of Asian people feel this way, but like after the pandemic, and I just feel like the trauma of like being Asian during that, like I got like, I like went through like a lot of things, and some of it wasn't very. I mean, obviously I was attacked that one time and there was like some verbal harassment. I'm sure that you went through stuff. Every one of my Asian friends, like when I see them I've seen a few of them on the street walking, and they'll be like, oh, do you have pepper spray? I'll get one for you. And it just like really changed the landscape for us. But I just feel like what you said in like feeling safe, obviously what you were talking about was the COVID safety, which is great because that space is very COVID safe, but like just like when you're in a big crowd, it feels safer being around other Asian people. I feel like
definitely. I got this. So you can't get pepper spray delivered in New York. So I had to drive to Jersey City and pick up it in an Amazon locker. But I do carry it around sometimes when I know like I'm going to be going through avenues that are not as crowded.
But my friend said that there's like, apparently the law changed and she couldn't get it. I forgot what she said, but I'll let you know.
I got one, but I just keep it around. I think there was just a time when I remember when we started hearing about that woman getting acid thrown at her when, there was a woman in Borough Park who got acid thrown at her while she was taking out the trash. This fucker was, lurking in the background in the bushes. And when she came out, he threw acid at her. And I'm like, people are just trying to take out the trash. Like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah.
And, but I think, with Biden being president, not that racism is going to go away anytime soon, but at least the kind of the hatred energy and Trump's Twitter being taken away, the kind of toxic energy is lessened to some extent. But it sucks. Like I really for a while felt unsafe without like my partner around when I was walking down the streets. Like it sucks that I have to be reliant on a male to make me feel safe.
No, but like it's definitely a deterrent. Like you see the people getting attacked, it's like Asian women by themselves. So but no, I just like wanted to say that because I feel like it was for me like not even like a conscious thing, but I would say no to shows. Like I started saying no to like shows at comedy clubs. Mm-hmm. They're all just, like Manhattan clubs, and they're all just like not safe spaces. It's like that crowd that like makes fun of the term safe spaces, basically. Mm-hmm. And so I would keep saying no to all these shows, and then I would say yes to these like Asian shows or queer shows or shows like that my friends were doing in Brooklyn. And then I was like, oh, I wonder And then like this, I think we had Suchin Pak. Oh, I know she spells her name. I think her last name is Kate, but and she said something like, I can't do this around white people right now or something.
Mm-hmm.
She says no to any interview with people that are not Asian right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, I'm doing that too without even realizing.
Yeah. And having that platform and amplifying that platform, I think it's just so important because, majority of the people in comedy are like white dudes. And, there's not that many, I'm so glad that you're kind of, making it big in comedy now because I feel we need more Asian representation. And if we have we are like, I think, overwhelmed with spaces for white people, like, the very fact that you're consciously choosing those spaces based on, okay, I want to support queer Asian platforms, I think it's great. So I totally get that safety part too. So, but I think just in terms of supporting Asian comedy, I think it's important. The work you are doing in that space is important too. Sorry, I'm babbling.
Oh, you're not babbling at all. No, I was just saying I think that I thought COVID and the pandemic didn't really have that big of an effect on me. But I guess what I'm saying is it has had a huge effect on like me subconsciously without even knowing. Like I will now if somebody invites me to like have lunch at a certain restaurant, in the back of my head I'll be like, I can't go. And then later on I'll be like, it's because it's the Odeon and it's all white people. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, that's why I said no, like without even realizing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I think COVID has, for the first time, my entire, like I conscientiously chose to come to America for college. And I, because, I wanted to make it here as an immigrant, and I also had the sense of belonging, right? I was saying earlier, in New York, you can be whoever the hell you want to be and, be that. And it's the first time that, with the rise in Asian hate crimes during COVID, that it completely took away my sense of belonging. Mm. And it was... I felt like I just felt like all this work and all this, it took me a lot to get to where I am today. Having no support family here as a first generation immigrant, and all this for what? For my sense of belonging to be taken away. And then later I kind of, woke up a little bit. I was like, I'm not going to let those fuckers take away my sense of belonging and my sense of safety. And I'm going to work on kind of reclaiming that back. So,
yeah, I think my version of it was like, I think in the back of our heads as like Asian Americans or Americans that are not white, we always sensed that it was kind of BS when they were like, anyone this can be American. When we were kids, we were like really like brainwashed into believing that. And in the back of our heads, we were like, what? And then that happened. And then this all happened. And I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
You hate us. Like, it was like, I knew it. Caught you, bitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was my version of like what you realized. I was like, yeah, we knew, we caught you,
Yeah, I kind of had kind of a beginning of that when I graduated from college, and I went by Eunhae, my Korean name, in college. And because I said, I want to kind of keep my sense of Korean identity. Then I sent a bunch of resumes as Eunhae Kim, and I got no callbacks for about three months. Yeah. And then I started sending out my resume as Grace Kim, and guess who gets us interviews, So I was like,
oh my God.
Definitely, some racist shit going on.
I also am so glad to meet another Asian person that grew up outside of America that speaks very fluent English, because Americans like literally can't understand why English. I'm like, I always have this joke where I'm like, do you know that there are schools outside of America that are good and not shitty, like American school? Like, they're like, why do you speak English when you've never lived? Because I moved here when I was 20.
Uh-huh.
Well, why do you speak English? And I'm like, I went to like English language school.
Cool. Yeah. People are just amazed. And I
came here for college, and they're like, "No, you didn't.
now you did it. You sound like you're from California or something.
No, it was the most messed up response I ever got. This woman was like, I remember it was like right after I moved here. It was like a year after I moved here. I was like 20, and she was like, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm like, "From Korea." And she was like, "Well, when did you move here?" And I was like last year. And she was like, "Oh, now I hear your accent." I was like, wow, your brain is so racist that it created a fake accent. Because, like, she was literally, like, it could not compute in her head. People are so fucked up here. They're so, no offense, but, like,
I'm
racist.
so
They have, like, two ideas of, like, what you are as an Asian person, right? Like,
yeah.
you don't speak English, or you grew up in, like, Los Angeles. Like, those are the two. That's it.
Yeah, it does. I think the people in America have very limited perspective on what the world is like outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just. But this is my chosen home. This is where I'm going to have my family one day. But, I don't know. What was giving... I know this is really random, but what was like childbirth in America like? With did you give?
It was like, I think having a kid in New York is its own special little thing.
Uh-huh.
It was really traumatizing, and I wish I knew, because like back then I was like very what's the word? I was very like like I feel like who I am now is like a very true expression of who I am.
Uh-huh.
But back then, I was very, like, closed off and very, like, anxious and never stood up for myself.
Uh-huh.
So it was really hard. Like, I feel like having Nino, I was really self-conscious. I was, like, also, I gave birth in Manhattan, and it's, like, a lot of white women, and they're terrorists, white women, like, cultural terrorists when it comes to women of color.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were always like, I got so much of like, oh, then like you're the nanny. People treated me as a nanny, and I'd be like, I got an Asian ass baby, and I'm like, why do you think I'm an I remember one time I like told this white woman like that's really racist, and she was like, no, it's because you're young. I just thought you.
I'm complimenting you.
No, it's because you look young. I'm giving you a compliment. Stop being so sensitive. And I was like, that's not what you were saying. Do you know what I mean? It was like, but I think even, because that was 7 years ago, I think even now it'd be way different. Like if somebody asked you if you were the nanny, you could call the cops on them.
Pick up my phone and you're like, what did you just say to me?
Like, it would ruin their lives. So yeah. But,
what did you say, Karen?
What did you say? Like even 7 years ago was white women terrorism.
Yeah.
Like I remember I had this joke, like I went to a mommy and me yoga class, and somebody like brought out a baby bottle. She wasn't breastfeeding, and like there was like an audible gasp. People were like, oh, like how dare you not breastfeed? Do you know what I mean? It's like fascism.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Which I'm sure is still around, but.
Yeah, I the reason why I asked that, and I'm sorry, after I asked the question, I was like, that's really personal.
Actually, I love talking about it, and if you're going to have a child, I would love to talk to you about it. Anything?
Yeah, I'm thinking of going to Korea in the last when it's like safe to fly and just giving birth there, because I get
do you hear about the spa?
Yeah, I want all of that. I want to. Yeah. I was like, if I'm gonna tell my partner, like, unless you can like afford that shit in America, I'm gonna Korea and do it.
If they had it in America, it wouldn't be as good. And I remember my mom when I gave birth, my mom was telling me about it, and I was like, I need that. I need that right now so hard.
and my Korean food is my comfort food, right? I moved to India when I was 6, but my mom raised me on Korean food, made sure I learned my Korean. So I just like all of the things I'm thinking of, like, I love food. And I'm thinking, and food is what brings me comfort and joy, and it's what brings people together. And food is definitely I make food, I share food. That's my love language.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like all the things I would definitely want to kind of nourish myself after I put my body through a traumatic event.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Traumatic
definitely want that myeokguk, definitely want all of that panchan, like given to me. Yeah.
I would just say, like, don't give birth in this country because the medical care here is really, really bad. It's so bad. Even if you're really rich, like, you know, a lot of my friends are really wealthy Manhattanites, and what they're getting is garbage. And they're paying, like, you know, like they would pay for like a night nurse, and it'd be garbage. It'd just be like some random person would come to your house for 8 hours a night or whatever. Like I don't think Americans understand how shitty the medical industry is in this country. Like, and like they don't want to admit it. They're like, you know, like, I don't know. I always talk about how like people make fun of Koreans for having plastic surgery. I'm like, it's because it's every doctor on every block is like went to an Ivy League school, $1,000 for a nose job. Like, you would do it too, bitch. You know what I mean?
And they do a fantastic job.
Exactly. It's not like $50,000 to like get your eyebrows filled in or whatever. I'm like, do you know what it's like? Like, hospitals in Korea are like from the future. There's like a robot that like massages you while they like take your spleen out or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so advanced. Like, I don't know.
Okay. Definitely taking that advice. And when I have this conversation with my partner, I'll be like, yep, Youngmi said that I should give birth.
Even the like America, the medical like industry here is so shitty. Like the mother, like what's called the maternal mortality rate, the infant mortality rate is like so high, bitch. Like they will take your baby and like they'll be eating a Subway sandwich and the baby will be in the sandwich and they'll eat your baby and whoopsie, your baby's dead. Like, they're so bad at it here. I don't know what's going on in America. It's garbage.
It's so bad, and they pay for everything.
Wait, was your question about the actual birth part? Because the birth was tragic. Like it was I was like, where are we in prison? Like like we pay, like they said you could pay extra to have like a private room after you give birth for $200 extra a night, and we were like, yeah, that sounds great. It literally looked like a cell block, and then like the nurses, they were like I can't even say this because it was just so bad. Like the nurse had like, it was so bad. It was abusive. It was abuse, basically. It was, and then I kept asking them questions, and they were like, oh my gosh, she made fun of, like one of the nurses made fun of me. She was like, your breasts are saggy already, and you haven't even had a kid yet, and they're saggy. And I was like,
what the fuck?
My body is in trauma. Like they're like, I'm not even exaggerating. It was like, the shower. They're like, well, here's the shower. Take a shower. It looked like a prison shower, and this is in Manhattan. Like, and I was like, what is happening? It was like, it's like ridiculous. Like, it basically is like I gave birth in jail.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it was horrible. The level of care in this country is so bad. It's literally a third world country, Rachel. You're right.
You're so right. They call in Korean, America is Miguk, which stands for beautiful country. Not so beautiful.
It's myeokguk. I'm just kidding.
Myeokguk is good for you.
Yeah. But all right. Well, so it's a little past time, so I'm just gonna say goodbye to you. Grace, it was so nice to talk to you. Are you gonna come in September?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, come.
I'll come say hi.
I'm gonna remember to say hi to you. So please come say hi to me at the show. Okay.
Okay. Thanks for sharing your stories as always, and I'll see you around.
Bye, Grace.
Bye.
Oh, sorry. How am I? Okay. All right, everyone. I am going to say goodbye. That was so much fun. The notes for tonight are do not give birth in America. Thank you, everybody, for coming. This was so great. I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Remember, if you want to be on the show, join me next week, and I'm going to have a great guest, and then you can answer questions beyond it. Bye.